The reflection. Emma had always been uneasy around mirrors at night. Something about them felt wrong, like they were watching rather than reflecting. But when she moved into her new apartment, she found a massive antique mirror bolted to the bedroom wall. Its frame was carved with twisting, unfamiliar symbols. She thought about taking it down, but it wouldn't budge. The first few nights, she slept fine, but then the nightmares started. In them, she stood before the mirror, her reflection slightly off. Its movements were delayed, its smile too wide. Sometimes it whispered things she couldn't understand, its mouth moving soundlessly. One night, she jolted awake and saw her reflection sitting up before she did watching her. She screamed and scrambled for the light. When the room brightened, her reflection was normal again. Shaken, she draped a sheet over the mirror, but the next morning, the sheet was gone, neatly folded at the foot of her bed. The whispering started soon after. At first, it was barely audible, like wind slipping through a crack in the wall, but it grew louder each night. The voice was hoarse, wrong, like something unused to speech. "Let me out." One night, she woke up unable to move, sleep paralysis. A shadow loomed over her, barely visible in the dark. It crouched beside her bed, its breath ice cold on her cheek. Then, it laughed. Emma forced herself to move, gasping as she threw on the light. Nothing was there, but when she turned to the mirror, she nearly screamed. Her reflection was still lying in bed, eyes wide open, grinning. Emma ran. She spent the night in her car, shaking and staring up at her bedroom window. In the morning, she convinced herself it was all stress, exhaustion, anything but what it really was. She had to face it. She walked back inside. The mirror was empty. Her reflection was gone. A slow, creeping dread curled in her stomach. She stepped closer, breath shallow. The glass was dark, its surface shifting like deep, inky water. Then, something moved. Her hands slammed against the inside of the mirror. Fingers bloody and raw. Her own voice, hoarse and desperate, screamed, "Let me out." Emma staggered back, horror twisting in her chest. Because if she was trapped in the mirror, then who was standing behind her?